Hello and welcome back to the commentary box with Calm Down and Verone. You're here for the last game of the day, which sees Kia Alliance fighting Ushra Khan. Verone, would you care to take us through the ships?
Yeah, we have Kia Alliance down the left-hand side of your screen. They'll be marked in red, fielding 4 Ishtars and a Neros and 3 Griffins. Down the right-hand side of your screen, marked up in blue, we have Ushra Khan fielding a Sleipnir, 3 Ruptures, what appears to be 3 Thoraxes, and a Kitsune and 2 Griffins.
Yeah, it's an interesting team from Ushra Khan. They're obviously paying some tribute to the Minmatar heritage, but not letting it control the whole setup. Interesting choice. Sleipnir, not necessarily the best of battle cruisers, Tech 2 battle cruisers to be seeing there. You know, a shield tank tending to run out rather quickly in a situation where they're not supported.
Absolutely. I would have probably gone with a bit of logistical support for the Sleipnir, to be honest, because in a drawn-out engagement, it really doesn't last long. I think the only way it's really going to survive is if the Ruptures are running shield reps on it, or the Raxes are running shield drones.
Yeah, well, there we see a lot of damage going on there. The Griffin for Kia going down already. The other two looking like they're about to pop. Ushra Khan only taking some damage to Thorax at the moment, giving Ushra Khan a rather large electronics warfare advantage.
2 Griffins down for Kia already. The third one looking like it's in trouble. 1 Rax as well in trouble for Ushra Khan. But yeah, this looks like it might go Ushra Khan's way initially, but we may see a change, turn of the tides.
Yeah, I mean, if they can manage to keep that in Eros jammed, then those Ishtars could be going down quite quickly. I know we say the Sleipnir's doesn't last very long, but it does put out an awful lot of damage, and it'll, it's going to be a long time before they're going to lose an awful lot of ships there on the Ushra Khan side. The Thorax hanging in there with the Aneros and an Ishtar both going into no shields now.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a bit of a strange setup that Ushra Khan have fielded, going with a command ship, then basically 6 cruisers. It's not really the sort of thing that we've seen before.
Yeah,
but there is a lot of DPS there, but there isn't a great deal of staying power, unfortunately.
Poor move on the part of Kia there, going for the Thorax first. I don't know what the range to those Griffins was like. We didn't quite get a good view of where they walked in, but no damage being taken at all. Now it looks like by the Ushra Khan team, or a Rupture being shot at.
Yeah, I thought
there was a good bit of jamming going on in the middle there. The Aneros gone now.
Down and out.
Not looking good for Kia at all.
It's not looking good at all. It's taken them so long to switch targets from that Rax to a Rupture. So they've finally dropped a Rupture eventually, but there's still 4 Ishtars left alive for Kia, although it looks as if it's going to be soon down to 3. This hasn't gone the way that I thought it would. I thought it would have been Kia had it in the bag straight off the bat.
Yeah, I mean, losing that E-War advantage, or the E-War war, so to speak, straight away has given them a big disadvantage. That Thorax finally going down with another one about to go. Although with rapidly losing the DPS on the Ishtars, you've got to wonder how long they can hold out under this assault now.
Yeah, and we've got to think as well that Sleipnir from Ushra Khan is still completely untouched. 2 Ruptures completely untouched. They have their jamming still intact, and well, it looks like Kia are in serious trouble.
Yeah, I mean, there's not going to be any remote repping going on there with them ships jammed. They're just relying purely on their drones to do what drones do, but severely outnumbered now. I mean, even if we were only looking at the Sleipnir and the E-War versus the Ishtars now, I think
yeah,
it'd
those
be going
Ishtars seem to have absolutely no tank at all. Even with the DPS of only the Sleipnir, the 2 Ruptures and the Rax left, they siphon through its armour like butter.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. That's El Coco now for KIA going down pretty quickly. I think we're going to see a pretty decisive victory from Ushra Khan, and very well played.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a bit of an unconventional setup, but and now we see the most metrosexual man in the world at Heads on the couch.
Undoubtedly just explaining exactly what went wrong.
Looking a bit
before,
Solomon unhappy, wiping the tears away from his eyes. It's unfortunate because, Kia are a well-known alliance in game. They're well-known for their PvP prowess, and I think Ushra Khan have just come out with something a bit out of the box.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very unusual setup. I think that there's a lot of setups out there that it might not have gone so well against, but I think basically that fight comes down to superior target call. I mean, the Kia team by no means choosing the right targets at the start. The Ushra Khan team doing exactly the right thing in exactly the right order.
Yeah, and now we have complete complete death of the entire Kia Alliance team.
Yeah, for what was that? Was that 30 points lost for Ushra Khan?
Yeah, that's a pretty decisive win for you, Kia.
Pretty big win.
Very nice job. And we'll head back to the studio so heads can cry a little bit.
I don't want you to come back here.
I think it's fair to say that a sadness has descended upon the studio.
Yeah.
Yes.
In truth, a pretty decent match,
Yeah.
and having looked at the ships, I would have called it Kia's way.
Yeah, definitely.
But really well done to Ushra Khan. That was hefty, Mindstar.
It was a big call to pull that off. I thought that Kia's setup was spot on there. But that said, Ushra Khan filling the I think it was 3 Kitsunes at the bottom. And the amount of jamming power that gives is phenomenal. I mean, that's like having 2 rooks on the battlefield.
Yeah.
And
Except that they're 4 targets, so it's difficult to spread it across, you know.
exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean, they are paper thin. But you know, if you can protect those weak little jammers, those things will just cause so much havoc, and they did.
Eds, did your boys do anything wrong, or did they just come up against a better team
No,
or a better
I just
setup?
from our point of view, we dropped sentries obviously immediately. What Ushra Khan did well, and what they did that was clever, is they got the Kitsunes to aggro only the Oneros, didn't go anywhere near the Ishtar. So the Ishtars also aggro back with the sentries when they were jammed, even though they jammed back on, as you saw, Thorax and some other smaller cruisers. The Kitsunes won the match. They jammed our Oneros, we couldn't rep. They then started jamming our Ishtars, we couldn't rep each other. Yeah, it was a simple case of the one thing we didn't want to see was a jamming setup. That's it.
Well, you saw it.
And it
Are
beat
you
us.
feeling sad?
I'm gutted, yeah.
Gutsani would like to know if Dual Logistics would have won your match.
Maybe it would, but
I'm
It
going to
doesn't
say
like
I don't think it would have.
no, maybe not actually, no.
I
Because the
think
jamming would have really hurt.
some of the setups we've seen with dual logistics might not have lost to that, but I don't think just replacing one more ship with another logistics.
It's not my call, it's my FC's call. And you know, it's a good. What we feel there was a solid setup. We
Without a doubt.
we come up against a team that picked a setup that was perfect to kill us. And they
But more
did
and
it well.
more, it's feeling like one logistics ship on its own is just an easy target stuffer. So we're seeing, you were saying, 2 logistics ships is a bit crap and I don't like it. But one logistics ship on its own is just a target and we'll get called first, and it's kind of a waste, isn't it?
Well, it kind of is. I mean, the dual logistics ships have done so well today. And I mean, I think it's just refreshing also to see a different setup. I mean, I was just here saying how bad Minmatar are in competition, and they pull out the ruptures, and they pull out, I couldn't actually see what it was.
Pretty sure it was
Thorax.
a cyclone.
Ruptures,
cyclone
I think it was
thorax.
Cyclone
and
ruptures,
thoraxes,
thorax,
Yeah, yeah.
and kitsunes.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
good because they spent a lot of their points on the Tech 2 small ships instead, and just went with
Yeah.
just Tech 1
Yeah,
for the
I mean,
hitters.
because those cruisers, I mean, you know, 6 or 7 Tech 1 cruisers can put out a lot of hurting.
Oh, yeah.
And then you've got just those expensive little frigates that were just really messing up your day.
Yeah, they won the match for them. Without those Kitsunes, they put another cruiser out instead. They'd lost.
The lesson here must be never bet against role players.
I think that is a lesson.
Yeah.
I love role players and I bet against them. And
I think there's a second lesson to be learned.
yeah.
Be very careful when hiring Kia.
So we've got, what was it? It
Against
was
role
Divine
players.
Order,
Yeah.
wasn't it? So we've got Divine Order 1 and Kia 0.
Yeah, we'll have to keep a little grudge match. to them. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
only the start.
It's only,
it's
the,
only the
start.
start.
We'll come back to you in a week and see how
We lost our
that's gone.
first match last time,
You lost, and then yeah, okay, that's true. And then you lost your third match.
and we got through.
You still got through. No, that's true. That's true. Okay, no. Again, I'd like to put out this call to all Kia. We never mock you because I don't like you. In fact, I think Kia are one of the better teams in the tournament.
Just don't
We
like me.
just do it because of Tintin here. It's the only reason.